This is October 20, 2013. We're here at Solidarity Park. We're on the south lawn of City Hall. And this is the Occupy Los Angeles social media meeting. And we're going to go ahead and start now. We're about a half an hour behind. It's about noon.
Oh, I know you. How are you?
Hey, Patty.
I like your dress. Pretty.
Thank you. It was a gift.
We have 5 viewers already. Sorry guys, my hands are shaky. I had a Monster. I don't normally drink energy drinks, and I'm a little shaky today.
Oh yeah, on the weekends.
And I might have a little battery issue because I borrowed a USB cord, but it doesn't seem to be charging my phone. So you guys, if anybody has a micro USB cord, micro to regular USB, I really need one. Marcos, do you want to?
All right.
Here you go. Thank you.
Hey guys, I'm taking over for Patty
Yay, Marcos.
because she had a Monster and shaky camera. 6 years, cool.
Make sure you don't get that 1%.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. All right, so I guess we could start.
Sorry, did I call you Marco? Yeah, I meant Marco.
Charging pause voltage too high. I don't know what that means.
I think it needs that cord that I borrowed doesn't work.
Oh. Oh.
So if the battery dies, switch the cable from the Wi-Fi. But the Wi-Fi.
So I mean, does it warn you before the battery dies?
It'll warn you.
Well, I'll just give it back to you because you would know better.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, the shiny plug is the Wi-Fi,
Okay.
and the Wi-Fi is dead right now, so it has to charge.
Cool.
So sometimes I can just switch it back and forth between the Wi-Fi and the phone, but it doesn't.
Yeah.
I'm digging the stocking, Vicky.
Oh, thank you.
My friend has a
It's my
pair.
formal dinner, so I think I'm gonna try and like pull them up and pull my skirt down to hide the sweat part.
My friend has a pair, and it just has strings right here. It's just like.
All right. This is where the top where the infamous OLASM meeting is gonna be held, and I'ma face this way. Oh, I'm gonna sit right here. Yeah, that was what I was thinking. You could sit right there, so I won't have to face you.
Yeah, so that's kind of.
You want to sit here?
Time one person next to me.
Yeah.
Speaking, you can jump that far.
Yeah. Sometimes I forget and like last.
Second.
Oh, cool. Sunshine's on.
No, just
That's get really tight.
Is there any goodies?
I got beans right here.
Oh, awesome, man.
The beans.
Thank you so much. All right. Motors are ready. So, are you planning to go to Lucero to pick it up today?
Yeah, no, I need it.
Yeah, I mean, I'll go there. I'll help you out.
They're not. I mean,
I could always call them. Well, it's in the backyard.
Right.
Hey.
Yeah, if I don't pick it up today, I'm gonna keep forgetting, and I'm gonna keep it shipped back.
Oh, it's his?
That's both ours.
Oh, okay.
It's part of the business.
Oh, I see.
Go figure.
You and him are business partners on it? Oh, okay.
Over.
Yeah, I bought into his business when we got married.
Yeah.
When we got divorced, we just left it.
Oh,
Neither one of us wanted to fight each other
Today I
out.
got beans.
And it worked.
I made breakfast. I
How's it
totally
going?
forgot that.
That's alright.
It was good. It was pretty easy. We ended up from there. We came
I mean, are you really hungry? You're
down
really
here.
hungry.
You know, Sergi, they're trying to stop
Yeah,
feeding
and
the
then
houseless in
from
Hollywood.
here we rode.
I don't know if you wanted to
Back to
actually
house.
see the people out there, but we have two big crock
Yeah, it was
pots
cool.
nearby in a kitchen.
Oh, okay.
And we would totally be down to feed the people.
Oh,
If
sure.
anybody wants to go out and feed people in Hollywood, because they're
I'm kind
trying
of out
to
of
stop
shape,
it right
so I
now.
kind of
Oh,
like
okay, yeah, sure.
clown on her like.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that-
but
that's
they're
something
actually
of-
started
of-
with
of importance.
She's all
There's a
fucking
food
fast
truck
and
that's
doing it
been
like.
doing it for a long time in
Like it's
Hollywood.
all-
Oh, you can join us, Jessica.
Where it kind of started.
Trying to
Please don't stream me.
You want some beans?
Please don't stream me, Beth. Thank you.
Michael?
Oh, yeah, I would like some. I would love some. Yeah, those beans look good, dude. Thank you.
Didn't have time to do anything else.
Right.
So much thinking. You want some?
Oh, yeah, sorry.
They're fresh from today. Anybody want some beans?
There's some good beans here, guys.
They're fresh from today. Alrighty. Here you go. Anybody say beans? Alright.
Okay, this thing keeps on going on. Charging voltage. Alright.
Bananas?
Potassium.
Cool.
Banana.
Anyone else?
Just sit on the other side. Yeah, for the back.
Alrighty.
All right, to kick this off,
Stacker?
yeah, who wants to stack quickly? I just want to say two things. One, you can have a comment statement from Nas, and then reading of last week's notes. But
Nobody decided that Benji was moderating this meeting.
oh no, I'm not. Who wants to moderate? I'm just saying this. Who wants to moderate? Who wants to stack?
Stacking.
You're stacking?
Yeah.
Who wants to facilitate? I don't mind facilitating, but if anyone else wants to.
Benji.
Okay.
Benji.
So,
Notes? Who says notes?
you're taking stack?
Yeah, I got stack. It's on notes. You want notes? You want to do that?
I got a notepad right here.
Yes, so I would like to start off by saying that that over the course of the week, that one of my comments was very inflammatory, and at the same time, a person took an insult to that. And I've previously talked to her within this week, and I've sincerely apologized to her. At the same time, I would like to make sure that I made a mistake, and I do sincerely apologize. At the same time, that I really take back my words, and I had no intention, in the first place, to inflammate or even try to make a racist comment. It got taken in the wrong manner, but at the same time, on my part, I should have never brought up that word. And as a result of that, I sincerely do apologize for that. And at the same time, I hope that you guys can forgive me for what I've said online. And I had no intention of even trying to, violate, the whole ideals of Occupy in general. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, thanks, sir.
Thanks a lot, dude.
Appreciate it.
Alright. What's next?
Cool. I guess the first thing, if Carlos, if you can read the notes from last week's meeting.
Here's the notes.
Is that how you spell it?
You hold this?
This whole thing? This whole thing?
Extremely
Yeah.
bad.
All right.
No, you're at a meeting. I'm not gonna like move the camera.
All right. So
So sit right here. Or yeah.
I'm good. Other people they. Is that what this is? Yeah, it's just so everyone just copies of it. Yeah, this looks neat. Alright, so notes for social media meeting, teams issues and changes. First subject is group went around mentioning grievances. Example, I post things that are not personal, out of my opinion, and they were taken down. I guess that's an issue that's going on Facebook or any social media. Group discussed different methods of improving social media outreach, how to maximize the use of each media outlet.
You a little bit louder, please.
Yeah. Alyssa mentioned that her home address was published on Facebook and mentions her concerns to the danger to that. I believe Jeff also raised his voice on that. Group mentioned how actions were sabotaged due to bad blood and how concerns for actions were the reason they weren't supported to their fullest extent. Beth Kemp and Eric Herrera are mentioned as putting occupiers' lives possibly in danger by exposing their personal information online.
You should be careful because you're sitting right next to them.
What the
I
fuck?
hope that's on your film.
Wait. No crosstalk. No crosstalk.
Bullshit.
No
I
crosstalk.
don't even know who this guy is reading this.
All right, cool. So you want to be on stack?
Right? For real.
Okay, let's just please read the notes. Read the notes. Read the notes.
You guys want to know who I am? I'm Carlos Herrera. These notes were passed to me. I'm reading them. These are not my statements. These are a group
Yeah.
discussion. Last week, 16 people came to the thing. So I'm gonna complete reading this, and then I'm sure there's a process of how to go about it. Would you say you're being used? Am I being used?
Okay,
my God.
no cross talking. Let him just read the notes. We'll read the notes from the meeting before.
Please finish the
And
notes from last week's meeting. Please
So I
finish
think
the
the
notes.
thing is, last week's meeting wasn't really a meeting of the social media team.
And who decided
Nobody
that?
on the team was
Can you-
here, so this is kind of null and void.
You don't
Well,
heckling.
the point of process, get back to the what's
You're heckling.
going on here.
Yeah, so
The point of
Yeah. Well,
there's a process.
yeah, there actually is. You guys are all violent.
Parliamentary inquiry.
Proposal 1, major decision, remove of an admin to be done at face-to-face meetings. Proposal passed, which means no online polls to remove somebody. It should be done face-to-face and decided as a group. Face-to-face instead of polls. Obviously. Proposal 2, admins will be broken up into teams for different social media platforms. For example, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Tumblr, and the website. Proposal passed. Proposal 3, people that need to be removed as admins because of numerous violations. Who are they? Obviously. Alright.
all right.
oh,
You
So,
want to
yeah.
read some notes?
we have our notes. We have our notes from the October 6th meeting, which conveyed at 12:15 with 15 OLASM members attending. We consented on the agenda of process, what happened to the passwords with questions and answers, what to do with the passwords, and what to do about security concerns. And this is all broken down. I'll pass it around. I think we only have 2 copies. So we also had tabled for future discussion is what I'll bring it back to. This is tabled for future discussion that should have all been discussed at the second or further meetings. What to do with the passwords. And then we had A, refer the matter to GA. B, divide them amongst teams within OLASM with different proposals. Proposal A, make distinct Twitter and Tumblr teams. Proposal B, create a public group. That's A. And then B, create a private group with OLASM. Divide the private group into, I won't even go there. Proposal C, number A, divide OLASM according to platforms. B, require 2 people to change any password. C, discuss Twitter, Tumblr, OLA website. Proposal D, divide OLASM according to platform, Twitter, Tumblr, Facebook websites. B would be variations. C would be allow people to belong to only one group. D, allow people to belong to multiple groups. Proposal E, so I'm emphasizing that there was a lot of proposals that were tabled to bring back for everybody. Create teams under OLA's umbrella, and then B would be require OLA GA approval. This was tabled for further discussion. Number 2, conduct the in-person password holder elections. A, length of term. B, scheduling and posting announcement. C, quorum. And then another table for discussion is 3, separating the password and username, email addresses among 2 or more people. A sub one of that is A, giving the passwords to one person and giving the username, email address to another person for each social media outlet, dividing the passwords into 2 parts and giving the parts to different people. Then our next table discussion was what to do about security concerns. Oh gosh, there's a lot. There's a lot. So there was a lot that was discussed. I don't approve of my face being on there. Sorry. There was a lot that was discussed and tabled because we didn't feel that platform at the time, it wasn't called as a reorganizing social media meeting, so we did not feel that we should even tap in, but to just table it until that announcement of a restructure, if that was what the angle it was going to go to, was going to be openly announced for all to be invited to, with knowing that it would be some form of reconstructing. So a lot of stuff was tabled for the next meeting, and on this, with watching 3 hours worth of videos myself personally, I did not see very many of these that were tabled be discussed before passwords and different people were chosen for different things, which then made issues. So there's our notes. I'll go ahead and pass it around because there's quite a bit of it that I probably didn't read out loud.
I know there's a lot of people on Stack.
Yeah, 2 so far.
We need to, are those, I know there's comments, or I guess based on last week's notes. I would like to make an agenda so people that have comments, we can just keep that in mind for the sake of time.
Okay, Candace?
First, not regarding your racist comment. I don't think there should be a set of precedents where you can just be like, oh, I'm sorry, I said this racist comment and I apologize to this person. Everyone's like, oh, it's okay, but that's just not okay at all, unacceptable. And it wasn't just inflammatory. That was word used, inflammatory. That was racist.
Could you speak up, please? I can't hear you.
There should be no tolerance for racist comments, and it's not cool to just say you're sorry. It's not inflammatory. It's racist. And that shit is not tolerated in OLA, even though it has been. There should be zero tolerance for racism, or zero tolerance for racist language. And it's not cool just to say you're sorry and then we go on oh, it's cool you said you're sorry. Secondly, regarding both meetings, we had our passcode stolen, and that we had a security breach. Everything that was decided in the first meeting and the second meeting was all bullshit because it was all about getting back the passcode. So we can sit here and talk about these last 2 meeting notes, and it really doesn't matter. And they need to but everything since then has been out of process. This is all out of process. So everything since Alyssa decided to take the passcodes and hold a hostage with her accomplices is completely out of process.
Excellent, Stack.
We have people who are
Steve wants to get on Stack.
Well, it certainly has a point.
Well, Beth is actually on Stack, so
There's a bunch of people on Stack. Go ahead. Who's next?
Alright, Beth.
Okay, on Wednesday I read it, I posted it in the social media group. If you haven't read it, I'm sorry. I posted it in the actions page, other places. On January 21st, 2012, we consented at the Los Angeles GA about a committee confirmation process in order to restructure OLA after the raid. In that confirmation process, all membership changes to any Assembly. So basically everything that's happened since January 2013 is null and void. We need to go back to individual polls. If there is a problem with that person, it needs to be dealt with in person. If a person has been kicked off the team, we have a process to follow. If someone has violated our guidelines, we have a process to follow. These things are all written out. They've been used. The problem being was when this all went down in January of 2013, everybody who was on the social media team, besides myself, Ryan Rice, and Jessica, and Katuska quit. Katuska quit within a month, Ryan quit within a month, Jessica quit within a month. I was the only one left, and I was not able to train everybody. I'd really like to get everybody trained on all of the platforms who wants to be, but we can't keep losing content creators because they're under attack. And you know what? All of this stuff has happened since, you know, this non-consented takeover. Before this, social media never had these problems. We were the only committee that was following the confirmation process and reporting back, posting our meeting times, keeping notes, keeping streams, posting them, keeping updated. We were attending other committee meetings, you know, and the people who really gave a lot of time and dedication to this are God. And the people who said they wanted to do this, they never put up. They just shut up. They just said they wanted the role, and very few people did anything. And this isn't like a role where you're saying, yay, I'm posting to Facebook. It's a job. It's knowing what's going on in OLA. It's knowing what we've consented to. It's understanding why we've consented to things and how we post that and who we've worked with and who we don't work with and who's good, reliable sources of information and who's not. Because having disinformation on our page has made us look really bad over the past year. And having unconsented bullshit and people posting like events that we haven't consented to support because they like that event, that's really been out of process as well, because you know, there's reasons why we don't work with a lot of these groups, and there's a lot of interpersonal things between a lot of these groups in OLA, and if you haven't been around since the beginning, you might not know that, and you might not know how they relate to the Democrats or the Republicans or this one or that one, and some of us do, and it's learning your sources, it's learning what we've consented, and that's your job as a social media team member, and your job is to show up. So if you're telling me you want to be on social media and you haven't been here for 6 months, well, you guys got a lot of catching up to do, you know, because things are still going on. Things have happened, and you need to go back in 2 years of consensus and look at it.
I have a question. Is it okay time to put in a question about Candace and Beth's comment?
Sure.
So if these meetings are out of process, then I guess my question is like, what is your proposal? Should we take this then to the GA to get confirmations on who's a member of the social media team? No? I'm sorry, I'm just confused.
What's the process?
Yeah, what is, okay, since we're all here and we all want to know, what is the process?
And the
Give
process
people-
is for the passcodes to go back to the people who were polled to be CC.
But they weren't
January
put through the
2000.
GA.
GA or
So,
in the sandbox?
And they weren't put through the GA.
I was individually polled in.
Okay,
You weren't pulled
But that
into
was
the
not a
GA.
GA.
That's what she
Okay.
just stated.
The General Assembly has allowed the social media team, which was the only team that had guidelines, to choose its own members. We were the only team that had membership guidelines. There is no other group that had membership guidelines other than legal. Sorry.
And medical.
Zero wasted.
Well, medic really we had everybody, but
Let's just focus.
but the thing is, what we had consented at GA was it's individual polls. Any concerns, we would just poll people in. Any concerns had to be met with in person. The only people that we ever had concerns with prior, yes, they had just had to come to a meeting and talk to the team. That's all it was. You know, the only people who tried to join the social media team who weren't allowed were Jeff Sweetlick. I personally pushed for him, but other people, Patty was there. Other people said no. And I think Patty was one of them. I know PJ said no. I know other people didn't like him and said no. The other person was Richard, but he wouldn't even come to a team meeting, and the same thing with Joel. They had both asked, but neither one of them would come to a team meeting. We asked Richard for 6 months. Meanwhile, he was allowing death threats on the Chalk Walk page and posting insane things everywhere else and saying he wanted to post it under our name. So that was a major concern, and these people never came to a meeting. And then all of a sudden we were forced upon it in January of 2013. We always had open meetings. Nobody chose to attend.
Oh my God.
So the process for picking the people that will manage the passwords and then reassigning the passwords is to be done by polls in the sandbox or done in person at meetings?
Okay, the way it worked prior
GA.
to no, not GA. The way
I know,
it worked
that's what I was saying,
prior
oh my God,
to
Cole.
January of 2013, is we did the poll in the sandbox. If it didn't pass in the sandbox, then we asked the person to come in an in-person meeting. But at that time, the committee, what we passed at GA is 16 people, up to 16 people can hold the passwords. And that was pretty much the committee. We had other people who came and visited our committee meetings and met with us, but they weren't actually on the committee, nor did they want to be. They would come and tell us about actions, they would come and tell us about whatever. But if you wanted to be on the committee, it was pretty easy to be on the committee. Lots of people were, lots of people rotated in and out, a lot of people left OLA, and honestly, the biggest hard ass on the team was PJ, like picking people off if they missed shifts. After she left, we got a little more lax because everybody was doing a lot and we took shifts as we could, but it was still assigning a shift, saying, hey guys, I'm around this many hours today. So it wasn't going through GA, it was, like I was pulled in at an in-person meeting. I was pulled in the second week of OLA at an in-person meeting by everybody there. Other people were pulled in at meetings, Candace was pulled in online, an individual poll.
Can I just really quick to stay on stack? Alyssa's been waiting for like.
Is that a point of process? Point of process, which is
we're running off what was on staff to talk about. Something that we all agree is the polling into sandbox doesn't have much validity, but polling in person live, there's not much to talk about. That these are historical facts you're talking about with what was discussed last week. There's no. I'm not hearing any objection to that. I just want to know. I want to know why you argue on stacks and what you object to.
I object to everything that happened last week because you can't have a committee meeting without members of the actual committee, can you?
Yeah, so that's my next question. Does that mean that only the people that are on the committee can vote for committee to add or remove committee members? That means nobody else that attended these huge 40, 50 person OL meetings last year and all the people in the sandbox, that they're not allowed to vote, or they are allowed to vote on who's on the committee or not on the committee?
Well, see, that's not our process, and that's the problem, is they honestly aren't supposed to be, because that was never passed through GA as our membership process. No membership process changes were ever passed.
That's contradictory to what you say, because you said members are voted in at GA.
No, I didn't. You keep repeating that over and over and over. Members were voted in our private workspace. We didn't have a sandbox, we had a workspace for social media members, okay? Everybody else hit us up on email, or we went to committee meetings to get information, okay? Because honestly, people were not keeping on top of keeping us updated, so we went to meetings. And if people wanted to be on the team, they came to us and we pulled them in our workspace. It wasn't called a sandbox, in our social media workspace. And if there was any concern about them, we'd ask them to come to a meeting, as simple as that. There was really never any concerns about anyone. Like, people got on the team pretty easy. The only 3 people were the 3 people I mentioned, and only one of those 3 people came to the meeting. We asked him, I asked him to come to a second meeting to try to get on the team.
Okay, just point of information, you did have committee members at last week's meeting, and the sandbox has been completely out of process because nobody's been pulled out that's been kicked out. So you have 4 people out of there, and according to Beth's theory, Joel should still be on the team.
No.
Joel was pulled, but then everybody that voted wasn't necessarily pulled in. So you have a bunch of people in the sandbox that haven't been pulled in except for the committee members that shouldn't be voting at all. So everybody who's been voted out should technically still be on the team, or we have to look at all the votes. So if you're going to follow process to the coin, that would be what's going on. And then as for the meeting before, something that Megan missed was we consented on separating the passwords and username, email addresses among 2 or more people. We consented on holding an in-person election for all current password holding positions. And we actually also consented that would happen last week. And so a lot of people showed up to hold those positions and were brought in to the team. And there were people here who were on the team that showed up to the meeting and decided to walk away. So I don't see if there were, and they were voted in unanimously. So if there was people there from the team that voted them in, they were voted in. If other people made the decision to not attend a meeting or to not be present, that isn't the fault of the team. I'm also highly uncomfortable with Eric Herrera being here, who decided that he had the right to endanger us and our family and made threats to us. And so I think that it's kind of hypocritical, you know, that we have people that we have had concerns about that haven't actually put people in danger but made conscious choices.
Says the woman who told people to call the cops on me.
I'm sorry. Please stop dominating the conversation, Beth. So I have a lot of concerns about that sort of behavior, and these are two people who were actually, we consented yesterday that these two people, because of their ongoing behavior, would not be a part of this team. So I just, as a point of information, that is what happened. And last week, 16 people took their day off to be here. The Herreras that are right here have actually been a part of OLA for quite a bit. And I find it a little bit upsetting that whenever new people that are trying to get involved in OLA show up, and these are amazing activists that a lot of people here have worked with, are sort of made to feel like they don't belong here. And they do amazing work. And so I think that everybody that shows up here should be welcome. And we should appreciate that they're here and making the effort, and that media it is really important. And that's why a lot of people are here. Also, a point of information is that the password managers, I've been accused of stealing the passwords. Well, the password managers that have the passwords didn't feel like abiding by consensus, because they were at that meeting the week prior, two of them, and decided not to uphold consensus for the week. So technically, excuse me, no crosstalk.
But a server.
So technically, for me, the security concerns continue, especially since you have 4 comrades that are currently not in the sandbox. They have never been pulled out. You have Tatiana/Revo or whatever running the sandbox.
They're different people. You met them.
I don't know. They seem the same.
They are different people. I fucking met them. So don't lie.
You met her. Her fucking picture was projected here at your stupid anniversary shit.
So how do
Oh, it's electricity shit.
Whoa!
Whoa.
Say that again, please.
Mic check.
And so,
Mic check.
So you've had a system of exclusivity and sort of hierarchy created where people are just removed at will without poll, and then told, oh, you've been banned. But that's not the way that it goes. And to me, the sandbox is completely illegitimate. It's just become a hierarchical space where a couple of very loud voices or people that hold the power of the password get to make decisions. And that hasn't been working. I don't think, and we talked about this last week, that rotating the passwords every month is working. I think last week's meeting was great, and everybody felt like they would have a role, whether you manage the passwords, whether you work on the Tumblr, and it was also discussed that nobody would have the passwords to all of the platforms. And I was a little bit disturbed to see in the negotiations or whatever that Candace and Alex wanted to have the passwords to all the platforms, because we did this as a way so that nobody would dominate the space. And when you create space for other people, they get involved. So when you create a space on the Tumblr, when you create a space on the Twitter, when you create a space on the Facebook, you make room for other people, and that's part of how you grow something. So that was a concern.
Sorry, dude.
Yeah.
Well, then why have I been
I'm sorry, we have
locked
stacked.
Oh yeah, stacked. Point of process.
Point of process. I've been locked out of the Twitter account since March.
Point of process.
By Alyssa.
There you go, Stack. I got a page right here. You can be after Megan. Yeah?
Who's next on Stack?
Next on Stack is Sergi. Before that commences, I want to make a quick, just like, kind of thing. Can we have a 3-minute rule with a 1-minute wrap up? Because some of these are going for like a long time. You know?
Yeah. Are you keeping time as well?
I can. I will be right now. If we consent to this, you know what I mean?
Candace is.
What is the agenda and where are we?
Yeah.
We haven't even made the agenda.
We haven't made it the agenda yet. It's just I guess these are all
Do you
comments.
want me to spill everything I got right now?
These are all.
Or do you want me to take it in process, or how do you want to handle this?
Well, can we?
Hold on. All right. So we brought up the notes from the last 2 weeks meetings.
That open the topic of the last 2 weeks meetings? Is that what we're
Say it
discussing
again?
now? Are we discussing the last 2 weeks meetings? Is that the agenda?
I think everyone wants to air grievances. I would love to set up an agenda.
I'm just trying to figure out where my comments are supposed to come in the course of things. That's all. Just trying to.
All right, let's do an agenda.
And I'm not hearing a system here.
Can we do a progressive stack? Because I know.
Yeah, with the past, yeah.
That's
But we should make an agenda. I mean, the things that were tabled 2 weeks ago,
There's still 8 people on staff.
and anything that needs to be re-voted on from last week's meeting.
All right, let's do this for the sake of the agenda and time.
Can I ask real quick? If we have
No.
60 members in the sandbox and you guys figured it's all legitimate there and said everything needed to be opened up to everybody because I actually have meetings where, people here who are all talking about voting here were insisting we had to open it up to the greater. Now you're saying you guys can just make decisions here, which is completely against process. And honestly, this whole thing is just a waste of time because I think everything needs to go back to December 2012 when everything was still run by consensus. And the people who are the password holders need to be able to get back to fucking work because you know what? There's still people attached to the post-OLASM email address who haven't been admins for almost a year. Okay? And I got locked out in March and I'm really just sick of this, guys.
Are you counting Sean Wicks as a member?
Right?
Yeah. She counted that. The 60th.
I consider this to be at a meeting, and he was actually removed from the sandbox, so he should
This is-
actually leave. Right?
This is an open. This is a public park.
And that guy threatened our family.
So
Well, she physically threatened him.
This is a public park.
No.
This is a public park.
Holy fuck!
Right.
My check!
People to call the cops. Why don't you be honest?
My check! All right.
This is going
For
nowhere fast.
For the sake of time and process, the 8 people, close stack. For the 8 people that need to make comments, I'm gonna do a quick temperature check. Those 1 minute per person, and then we're gonna set an agenda.
Yes.
1 minute per person for the 8 people that are on stack right now.
My question supersedes all this. Why is he here? Why is he here?
This is
It's
a
a
public
public
park.
Why is Eric here?
Public park.
Have you been pulled back in? Have you
He's not in the meeting. He's around it. It's a public park, dude.
You violated.
You violated.
No, I didn't.
Yes.
Put that on the agenda. There's like 5 names of people that we want to
Right.
pull in or out. Can we put that on the agenda and consent on it here? I mean,
Yeah, right. Fuck.
no, we can't. Okay.
Are we? Wait. Okay. I gotta get serious here. Are we taking threats of violence seriously in this meeting?
Are we?
Are we?
Yeah, are we?
Why do you?
Yeah.
Why do you hit the floor? Why do you hit the floor with that? With thunder?
Why did you get up on Beth? Why did you move forward on Beth at the pit fire the other day?
Well, were you there?
No, I wasn't there.
Then how the fuck did you
You're
know?
saying.
I was there.
He was there.
Judge, what the hell?
You
My
did come
question-
at her aggressively. Mic check!
Mic check.
We're not gonna have crosstalk. Let's get on stack. There's a bunch of stuff we need to deal with.
All right, 1
This is
minute.
getting ridiculous.
All right, 1
It's
minute.
getting ridiculous. Who's next on stack?
Sergi is next on stack, and he has
Boy.
1 minute.
Then why are you here?
Why am I here?
I don't know why you're here, dude. Either you're at the meeting or you're not. Either you're at the meeting or you're not.
You know
Either
what? I
at the
fucking
meeting.
worked all night
wait a
last
minute,
night.
I don't know, man.
Are you
Either you're at the
Are
meeting
you
or
moderator? Are you going to ask me?
Why? You can't be a part of a meeting and say this meeting is void. Why are you at the meeting?
I did 2 years of my life to this
We
shit.
got two
Fuck
headers.
off.
Yeah, so is everyone.
So is other people here. You're not more important than anyone else here. You're not more important than anyone
You
else.
are because you show up at
Shut
the
the fuck
same
up!
time being
Oh my
here.
god. Oh, man.
All right, this is not really a
The meeting is here.
All right, 1 minute. Next 8 persons.
We're all together for a reason. So get on
Listen,
stack.
we have
Okay, anyways,
hard
get on.
rules
Fine.
about
Multiple people
Great.
here.
Okay.
That woman right there is
Okay.
dangerous.
Get on stack.
women's chairs. Shut up.
I didn't
Who's
kick
next on
anyone
Yeah, you
stack?
kicked my son.
Who's next on
You're a
stack?
wrestler.
Sergi is next on stack. He has
Go,
1
Sergi.
minute starting
Now.
Whenever he wants to pay attention, right now his minute starts.
Go,
1
Sergi,
second,
before
2 seconds,
it collapses
3 seconds,
again.
5 seconds in.
Come on, sir.
Okay. I think.
Sick of your comments.
We-
You're making comments about
Point of process.
Pausing the clock, resuming clocks.
Okay. I am going to. I have 1 minute. Excuse me. I have 1 minute.
All right, she keeps talking, guys. If you could see this.
I have 1 minute. I want to say apologize for working as a heckler right now, and I am going to take my whole 1 minute And I want it for silence, please.
Thank you.
Yes.
So,
This meeting is out of process.
well, this meeting's bullshit. We're all wasting our time. This is a good show.
How can we get it on process though? Let's propose a way
Okay.
to move forward instead
Patty
of
should be
blocking
gone.
everything.
Patty should
Eric
not
should
be
be
here.
gone.
You are talking on my minute. That's my minute.
Marcus shouldn't be here. Melissa shouldn't be here.
When was I pulled out?
I haven't gotten my 1 minute.
When was I pulled out? When was Patty?
Can you reset the timer, please?
When were we pulled out?
Point of process.
Point of
If
process.
Sergi's
Can
on
you reset
stack.
the timer, please?
You have 15 seconds left.
No, they interrupted my 1 minute of
Yeah,
silence.
but people are actually talking. We're actually trying to like take some steps to figure out what is the next step. How do we actually make some